In 1870s New York City, gentleman lawyer Newland Archer is planning to marry the respectable young May Welland. May's cousin, the American heiress Countess Ellen Olenska, has returned to New York after a disastrous marriage to a dissolute Polish count. At first she is ostracized by society and vicious rumors are spread, but, as May's family boldly stands by the Countess, she is gradually accepted by the very finest of New York's old families. The Countess is snubbed at one social party arranged by her family, but with the help of Archer, she is able to make a comeback at an event being hosted by the wealthy Van der Luddens. There she makes the acquaintance of one of New York's established financiers, Julius Beaufort, who has a reputation for risky affairs and dissipated habits. He begins to openly flirt with the Countess both in public and in private. Archer prematurely announces his engagement to May, but as he comes to know the Countess, he begins to appreciate her unconventional views on New York society, and he becomes increasingly disillusioned with his new fiancée May and her innocence, lack of personal opinion, and sense of self. After the Countess announces her intention of divorcing her husband, Archer supports her desire for freedom. But he feels compelled to act on behalf of the family, and persuade the Countess to remain married. When Archer realizes that he has unwittingly been falling in love with the Countess, he abruptly leaves the next day to be reunited with May and her parents, who are in St. Augustine, Florida on vacation. Archer asks May to shorten their engagement, but May becomes suspicious and asks him if his hurry to get married is prompted by the fear that he is marrying the wrong person. Archer reassures May that he is in love with her. When back in New York, Archer calls on the Countess and admits that he is in love with her, but a telegram arrives from May announcing that her parents have pushed forward the wedding date. After their wedding and honeymoon, Archer and May settle down to married life in New York. Over time, Archer's memory of the Countess fades. When the Countess returns to New York to care for her grandmother, she and Archer resume their friendship and then admit their love for each other. They arrange to meet secretly to consummate their relationship, but before the liaison can occur, the Countess suddenly announces her intention to return to Europe. 2 weeks later, May throws a farewell party for the Countess. After the guests leave, May tells Archer that she is pregnant and admits that she told the Countess this news 2 weeks earlier despite not being sure of it at the time, the implication being that May suspected Newland's affair of the heart, and told Ellen specifically to push her into returning to Europe instead of pursuing Archer. The years pass. Archer is 57 and has been a dutiful, loving father and faithful husband. The Archers had 4 children. May died of infectious pneumonia and Archer mourned her in earnest. Archer's engaged son, Ted, persuades him to travel to Paris. Ted has arranged for them to visit Countess Olenska there. Archer has not seen her in over 25 years. Ted confides to his father that May had confessed on her deathbed that she knew we were safe with you, and always would be. Because once, when she asked you to, you gave up the thing you wanted most. Archer responds, "She never asked me." That evening outside the Countess' apartment, Archer sends his son alone to visit her. Sitting outside in the courtyard, he recollects their time together and slowly walks off.